So this is the symbolic story representation for the story Lord of the Flies. This is just covering chapter 1. I'm doing this for two purposes. One is an introduction to Lord of the Flies, but also as an example of how to do a story representation, since that is an assignment coming up with you for this novel Animal Farm. First of all, some characters I'd introduce you to. So you've got Piggy. I'm representing Piggy with glasses. Of course, he wears glasses in the story, but further, the glasses represent his knowledge and the way he sees the world, which is a rather unique way of seeing the world. He sees everything very matter-of-factly, literally. He brings a lot of background knowledge to everything. He explains how things work most of the time. Very scientific way of thinking, and therefore I'm portraying him with glasses. You got Ralph. I'm representing him as a leader. This is a picture of a mayor's office, representing his leadership style as rather politician-like leader. You have Jack. I'm referring to him as more of a military-like leader, and they do clash, these two together, and they battle for power in some ways, and his power comes more authoritarian. You have Simon, and I'm representing Simon with this simple doll, just because he is young and innocent and represents the good in the group. Okay. Then me as the reader, I'm representing myself with this picture of the stars, because as the story unfolds, I start rather confused, not understanding what's going on. Yet as the story unfolds, it brings more and more light to it, somewhat like a sunset with the stars coming out and light returning and understanding returning. Okay, and then I'm representing also a couple objects here. This would represent the platform on the beach, and so the story opens with Ralph and Piggy on the beach, and as they're there, they discover the conch, or the shell. And they use that shell to call people to them by blowing into it, but then after everyone is gathered, they use that as a symbol of who can speak and who can't speak. Whoever possesses the microphone or the conch can speak, and everyone else must remain silent. So when that happens, then of course Jack and Simon join them, and right away I'm drawn to. For me, I was drawn to Ralph more than anyone, just because I felt like he understood things better. He knew what was going. He was very timid, and he had certain things that he couldn't do, but he did feel very much like he understood more than other people what needed to happen on the island. Then, so they gather together. There's a vote between Ralph and Jack. The group goes with Ralph as the leader. Jack is given still some power as the hunter, and of course he has a knife. In this case, I'm portraying the whip as the knife. Oh, here's a picture of the whip. So he possesses that. Now, right away after the vote takes place, then there's a group that leaves. Both Jack, Simon, and Ralph, they leave to go up the mountain, and I'm portraying the mountain as this hourglass. They go up there because they want to be able to see the entire island, and so that's why I'm using the hourglasses, because it's their opportunity to look around and see what's going on around them for the first time. And on the way there, of course, they encounter the pig, or excuse me, after they've seen everything at the top, then on the way back they encounter the pig, and they have the chance of killing the pig. Jack hesitates though with his knife, letting the pig go free. Now through all this, I draw more to Ralph, because I can somewhat sympathize with Ralph's struggle to talk and work with Jack, who's somewhat overbearing right at the get-go. Now, and of course the chapter ends with them returning back to camp. Now, throughout this first chapter, there's some definite themes that come up in the battle that takes place here of power. You have a choice, and I see this as being key to the entire story. you have this chaos, and there's a question about, well, what's going to happen with this chaos, and how will it all work out and everything. And so the stars are a representation there, but also you have, I would represent that with a compass and bringing order to everything. There's an organization, so I have an organization chart here representing leadership and the government of this small band of boys. Right away they get this government. Then following, in addition to that, you have this question of order and democracy and voting, and of course that's a key element of it as well. I would definitely say the lesson that's being established here is how does this group bring order and organization to this chaotic situation where suddenly you have children without any adults, without any authority figures around them, where they must step up to become those authority figures themselves. And so this was a symbolic story representation again of Lord of the Flies, just as an example. Thank you.